Slot is someone that is obsessed with playing style, a very good man manager, and I think he's got what it takes.
Welcome back to This is Anfield, and today we're talking about Arne Slot. He's from Holland, so we've got Dutch football journalist Michael Statham on to talk a bit more about him. So first off, a really simple question before we go into more detail. Why do you think Liverpool are interested?
People believe that he is very similar to Jurgen Klopp with playing style, a little bit of charisma about him as well. Some comparisons as well have been made with Pep Guardiola. I think he is very good. I'm not going to go out and say he's as good as him already. Like, of course, he can't have proven himself yet. But Arne Slot, trying to talk about him cautiously, I do think he's that good. I do think he's up there. By far the best manager in the Netherlands and has been for 4 years now. And I'm saying that with, of course, Erik ten Hag having come from the same country. Slot is someone that is obsessed with playing style, a very good man manager, and I think he's got what it takes.
Just mentioning Ten Hag there, it is something that Liverpool fans are probably slightly worried about, in that he's coming from a league that's not the Premier League. Now, Klopp did it, but he came from the Bundesliga.
Arne Slot has never played nor managed outside of the country. That is a concern for some people to hear. But I think what he's been able to show in the Netherlands is that pretty much every season he's been a head coach, he's had a success. Whether that was winning the Dutch League last season, the Dutch Cup this season, or go back as far as 2017, and with a second tier side, Comber, he managed to finish third, having taken it from mid-table and reached the semi-finals for the Dutch Cup. So he's always been able to stretch players, people, what the club can achieve, and stamp his authority in the history of clubs, whether that was with RZ or Feyenoord more recently. I think that what sets him apart is the way that he plays football, though. And I think that's why Liverpool want him. They've looked at some stats. For example, out of the top 7 leagues in Europe, his side, Feyenoord, have the most turnovers of any club in the top 7 leagues. Second place is Liverpool. Recoveries as well. So in terms of coming back into games, they're always fighters. They like to force themselves upon opposition. And he is just a very attacking coach. I do think that he's someone that likes to use the width in terms of getting extra players forward to open up areas, making space in the centre of the pitch using double pivot. And he loves to play a 4-2-3-1, but in Dutch style, that's a 4-3-3 basically. His midfielders tend to be 2 sit-in defensive, very defensive midfielders. And he's often gone for a number 10 as someone that's quite box to box. So he's quite reserved in that way, that manner. But the way that he gets players to flow forwards is very attacking.
And something that Liverpool managers always need is to be a good communicator. In terms of his personality, in terms of his character, he doesn't have to be Jurgen Klopp. No one is Jurgen Klopp. But do you think he's in tune with the fans at Feyenoord? And would he be a popular character, not just for the fans, but for the squad as well, which is often so important in modern football?
I think I like to say when I talk about Feyenoord is that you can compare them to Liverpool in that the fans. I say this coming from a working class background myself. You know, fans of both clubs are quite working class, and I think Feyenoord represents Rotterdam. Liverpool represents that area, and they're quite comparable with what the fans expect and the way they are. They're very passionate. Actually, some of my favourite fans in the Netherlands. I've been to the Kout, really great atmosphere. The fans are standing up in quite a lot of the stands, and it just, it's great watching on the telly. Like, it takes you back to when you're in the stadium. Some people that have probably been there themselves can talk about it. In that, it is vociferous, and I think him understanding that he has been used to a huge stadium, over 50,000 people, going to Anfield, having the same kind of thing. That's not going to be new for him. Of course, the football and the country will be. But in terms of what you're asking me, I don't think that's going to be a problem.